What was it? The stuff you put in a drink?
Chloral hydrate. Quick, but mild.
And?
Take it easy, 007. Fire escape.
Somebody once said, I can't remember, they said the best fight scenes they'd seen, I'm trying to remember what the other was, and they said From Russia with Love. What happened was that I went to the studio on the Sunday, and it was not Bob Simmons who was the stunt arranger, it was another guy, but he really did come up with a jolly good thing. And I went there on the Sunday, and I used to be a boxer, and we worked out the whole fight, and we spent the whole day on the set. There was nobody there, just a prop man and an assistant and somebody who kept bringing us sandwich and coffee. We stayed there from about 10 in the morning till about 6 at night. We got it all worked out. And in the morning, when they came on the set, it must have been a master stroke, but one of the stuntmen didn't show up. He hadn't arrived. So I did the other thing, and we did the whole of this fight with a double and me. And when it was all over, I said, I suppose you boys want your doubles, don't you? Yeah. And I think it was Sean said, well, if an old fart like you can do it, he said, I think we can. They did everything in this picture except one. There's only one thing in the whole fight that wasn't the two principals. And I think that's one of the reasons it looks good, because you don't have to cut away in the distance. You can stay close to them because you see the faces later.
The fight, which is a very good train fight, one of those spectacular things, on which we had 3 cameras, shot on the stage, beautifully done. But because we had a lot of nice, very nice material, I was able to build it into a very good fight. But that's good material, good stunt work, and we had stunt doubles for it as well, and well-devised fight. And it shows you what you can do with it. And a well-cut fight, too. It took a lot of time. It was a very diligent and I used to enjoy doing it, and I would go back to it and back to it and back to it. I would put it together, and then I would have other ideas about it, and then pull the shots about and then make it work even better or get more into it. Each time I managed to make it better. In fact, I think I remember fiddling with it when we were actually doing the sound effects on it, dubbing it, driving everybody mad. You suddenly see it 3 or 4 times in the theatre when you're putting some sort of sound over it, and you realise, oh, if I'd done that, wait a minute, oh, no, let me take that and do that. Then they have to relay up all the tracks and everything, so they don't like you very much. But I'm afraid I got well known for doing that. But the actual fight, we had 3 cameras on, because it was a double compartment, and we were able to shoot straight on it, as it were, only with different lenses. And we had 3, and I was on the floor at the time when we shot most of it. And so we were able to get a lot of very good shots from it, handheld shots, which made it much more exciting. Most of the time, it's far better to do a fight with handheld camera, you know. And also, it was an unusual set to put a fight in on a train. You've never had a fisticuff fight, I don't think, before on a train. Not of this caliber. And then going back to the script, you see it's all been very nicely set up. You know very well whilst you're watching this that somewhere that case is going to come into it. Somewhere that talcum powder bomb is going to come into it.
For many people, this is the best sequence in the whole Bond series. Why? Because it's probably the one time you feel that James Bond is going to die. It's very realistic. He's on his knees. He's unarmed. He's staring into the barrel of a silenced automatic in the hands of a killer who will stop at nothing to blow him away. Grant is psychotic. He's merciless. He's not going to take a bribe. How is James Bond going to get out of this situation? Even in the Ian Fleming novel, there was somewhat of a contrived ending. Bond puts the cigarette case over his heart. Grant fires at him. The bullet gets deflected. Bond takes the knife out of the briefcase and stabs him in the groin, and it's all over. The screenwriters took a different tack, and they made the most of it. I say screenwriters because Len Deighton was rumored to have contributed an early draft to this screenplay. And fans of his style of writing say that this sequence has a strong Len Deighton flavor to it. But just listen to the dialogue in this part of the final confrontation, and you'll see that screenwriter Len Deighton, screenwriter Richard Maibaum, and everyone involved in this sequence really created a classic moment in the series.
The first one won't kill you. Not the second. Not even the third. Not till you crawl over here and you kiss my foot.
How about a cigarette?
Not a chance.
I'll pay for it.
What with?
50 gold sovereigns.
Where are they?
Up there in my case.
You show me.
Yeah. What about that cigarette?
Throw him down there. Any more in the other case?
I should imagine so. It's a standard kit. I'll have a look.
Put your hands back in your pockets. Keep them there.
You know, a great gulp of joy went up amongst the public. They said, yes, he's going to open it. He's going to open it, yes. You can hear them saying it around the cinema. So I put out the light as quickly as I could, because that would help this fight a great deal. So the gun goes off, that's right. Now they're in the dark, at least they should be. Just the top light. They had knee pads, they had and elbow pads, and that's all.
That's the best fight in the whole Bond series. Shaw and Sean in the stateroom, in that confined space. And it is a fantastic piece of, not so much of stuntmanship, but of direction by Terence Young, to have a small space and to have a fight as exciting and as varied and as interesting and believable as you had in that thing. That's the best fight in the Bonds, that scene between those two.
The realistic violence in this sequence almost guaranteed that it would be edited when first shown on national television in the United States.
God, it is a good fight, I have to say. Oh, yes, out comes the wire, that's right. We used to get applause in the cinemas after the scene. It was extraordinary. And we got away with this fight because of one thing, and it was a pure fluke. I added it at the end of the scene. I didn't have a topper at the end of the scene. And what's the name has made him cough up his money at one stage. He said to Sean, just before he kills him, he said, "You won't be needing this, old man," and he takes it. And when Sean's killed the guy and he's lying there and he's just about to leave, he comes forward and he takes back the money. He said, "You won't be using this, old man." The censor laughed. And on the strength of that, they only made one cut in the fight, just that one thing.